and I'm starting a cold saw in the wintertime now, whatever. Set your choke. On a lot of these saws, especially the pro saws, when you pull that choke out, it sets it up to full throttle, that locks it. Okay? After it, again, I'll pull it, and it'll generally make a little different, it'll then it'll go back to normal. Push the choke off. 1 or 2 more times into this stuff. Okay? And then, remember, it's still on full throttle, though. You get it off of full throttle, touch the trigger. Michael mentioned this thing here. It's real easy, because your hand already sits there. And this will not go if your hand isn't on the palm. Okay? Chain brake. Chain brake is on. Chain brake is off. Okay? On. This is the proper way to do it. Okay? Your hands here. Okay? You don't have to do this. It's very awkward at times. Decompression button. This button will make it a lot easier to pull. Okay? You hear that? Or choke off. Better now, right? Any hazard? How could I be safe? There's a large fish there. What? There's a large fish there. Oh, up there? Okay, watch it. I will see. Knock my target out. This one here is level. If you have it like this, you cut it crooked. It keeps it all level, makes it up to this level. And also, here, I kind of marked it on my side as I pulled it out. As I'm cutting this is one of the tricks of this. I always cut down with this one first, okay? And that kind of establishes, well, again, my angle, my target, everything about it. And then I come in with this one. Part of the reason is as I'm cutting through now, I can see through the gap. I can see so that when I know that I'm back here, I can just barely see the teeth of my chain on the other side. I know that if I make it go any farther, I'm going to bypass my hand. Okay, does it make sense? That'll make things way easier on you. This one first, this one, and then as you're cutting through, you're looking and you're, okay, I can see it, stop. And then just level it all off. Okay? Okay. And I'll clean this up. Again, I don't want to leave that. Okay? And try and make things neat. Okay? So now what I'm going to do, once I get that cleaned up, then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to bore. I'm not going to try and hit my 3/4 inch mark right away. I'm going to be back here. And I'm going to get it so that I can bore all the way through the tree. Can I make it through the tree? Will it go through?
Mm-hmm.
It'll go through, right? I got a 24-inch bar. It's roughly a 20-inch tree. So that's one of the nice things about a bigger saw. Can you do it with a smaller saw? Yeah. It's a little more difficult because you'd have to come from this side and then go around the other side and you try and match it. That's harder to do. Okay? So the bigger saw is actually nicer. That's a hint. But it's heavier. Okay. Put it in here. You got Carlson? In here. Then out. So again, I bored it in. I got it over on this side. It's against my back cut. I bring it over this way and I check the front. And it's right there. Is the front of that moving a lot?
Yeah.
Know why it's doing that? Because there's wood on the inside of here that's not consistent with this side. It's kind of working on a pivot point in there. So what some people do is they'll say, all right, I'm good on this side and I'm pretty good on that side. Yeah, right? And so then you finish cutting your tree and now the inside of your hinge, instead of it being 3/4 or 1 inch or whatever, it's 1 1/2. And you're risking that barbature depending on how big that pivot point is. Make sure that it's straight. And you can do it by the feel of the saw. You know, we'll get it in there, and once I know, okay, I can feel that pivot point, and you guys can see the pivot point. Be aware of it. You cut it out. You just touch your saw in there, and you'll feel it. It'll come out. Nice slow motions, and where you can see here. All right, I got it. 3/4 of an inch. If I would have left this little slop right here, it blurs my vision as to how big really is that. If my cut was way down here, because I'm off, it doesn't mean that I can't do it, but it's hard for me to judge my exact hinge width. And some people will say, oh, we're gonna take care of that whole barbature issue. We're gonna have the face cut here, the hinge down here, and my back cut's gonna be way up here because that's gonna help me. No, it doesn't work that way. The logic isn't there. That doesn't make sense. Be neat. Pull your saw out of here, bring it right back in, and straight in. If you guys saw how I did that, that'll really help to make sure things were even. Okay, I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna back the saw off some. I'll slip a wedge in the front part. I'll keep cutting toward the back, and eventually I'll put another wedge in the back, and then we'll stop just before we get the pelletry. Is that making sense? Remember, it's going to throw chips out that way.
As soon as I can figure out video,
What's that?
as soon as I can video,
Oh, okay.
it in the